How's it going, guys? My name is Davi and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we need to finish getting that Bucky's cabin ready for paint, or at least primer. It's going to be a lot of sanding, a lot of buddy work, a lot of sanding, and a lot of sanding. So, join me, let's go. To save some time, my dad already started with some of the bodywork on this door. This door was quite badly damaged, and yeah, I must say it was going to be a mission to fix this thing, but he managed to do it. Because that dent is in such a difficult place to get to, my dad managed to get to it by using chisels and things, coming in from the inside in these tight spaces, pushing out the dents right there on that seam of the door. The bonnet overall is not in a too bad condition. It's got quite a few stone chips and things like that. And then there's also a nice little dent over there that we'll be filling up with some body filler. And then over there, another one. The first few passes that you make, you can always use these electric machines, sanding machines, to help you. On your final few passes, you'll do that by hand with a flat block. The problem with using the sanding machine on your finishing steps is that it actually sands down the putty layer lower than the surrounding metal because it's softer. For that reason, you'll use a solid wood block or anything that's nice, hard and straight that you can use to wrap your sanding paper around and then sand it nice and flat with that. The first few passes with the sanding machine, 100% just to get your putty nice and flat and fill up any little holes or spots that you missed until it's more or less ready. Then the final step we'll do with a nice long sanding block. The problem with this poor bakkie is every time you look, you see another dent. Like you can see here on the door, fixing a few more. So, yeah, lekker. as we are sanding down this area, you can actually see the dents showing quite nicely. You'll see those white spots where we've just sanded. That's the low spot of the dent. So it actually shows up quite nicely, and you can basically see where you need to do your work. Okay, so basically this is where we are now. Done a whole lot of smaller dents. That one's almost ready. Some little dents there. Doing a little bit more filling on these panels. Little dent there. So yes, we're carrying on. Now this is basically what I was referring to when I spoke about block sanding earlier, where you basically take the most of the body filler off with your electric sander and then doing your finishing sanding by hand using a block of wood like we're using here, wrapped with sanding paper. That will just ensure that you've got nice straight flat edges on your repair, that it basically makes your repair invisible. Alright, the next step that I'm busy with right now is to use this scratch pad or scuff pad. Basically just to go over the whole body, everywhere where we didn't do any repairs, just to scuff up the paint, basically give it a light sanding that the primer and sealer coat can adhere to the surface of the current paint. If you don't do that, it basically will cause the paint to peel. This just gives it, working together with your chemical bond, it gives it a mechanical bond to the panel as well. So let's carry on with that. As we go along, you'll basically see all these shiny surfaces turn into like a dull surface, and you'll actually also see a color difference from the top layer of paint that's full of dirt, going back to the clean white that it used to be. Okay, I finished scuffing up this paint. So what I'm going to do now is pull the bucket outside, give it a quick wash just to get rid of all that dust and oils and everything from my skin touching it. Then we can give it a quick wipe down with rubbing alcohol, mask off everything that we don't want paint on, and yeah, then we can have a look at doing primer and, well, sealer and primer. So let's go. Okay, so for this step we'll be using some dishwashing liquid and a microfiber, try and get all the dust and oils off this thing. Sweet, all the dust and oils removed. Let's move it into the sun so it can get nice and dry. Well, that's it for today, guys. At least we've got the Bucky's body ready for paint now, ready for primer at least. In next week's episode, we'll quickly remove the back window and then tape it off and shoot some primer. Thanks for joining. See ya. Cheers.